Hey guys, it is Kayla Vlogs, and today's going to be a video about friends, and it's kind of a sad depressing video. Well, not really, it's not really a sad depressing video, but I'm just going to talk about my friends because I feel like I can't really say this to them. I know they're going to be watching this video, and I feel like I'm not just going to say this to them, like I'm just not going to just stop them in the hallway and be like, oh, I need to talk to you, and like, one just has to study every second of her life, so won't be talking to her. And the other one's just... Anyway, we're going to talk about my friends today. And I'm just going to use fake names, so I'm just going to say Blair, Sepplin, and Tinsley. And Blair and Tinsley, they're like a... I was going to say twosome, but that's the wrong word for that. They're kind of like their own people. Like, I guess they have the same personality or something, and they're talking to each other, and I feel like whenever I'm with them, which is most of the time because I have most of my classes with them, and the other one I don't have any with, whenever I'm with them, that I just feel like I'm like the third person. Like, one time I remember both of them went to the bathroom, and I was in there waiting for them or whatever, and they were just talking the whole time or whatever. And then they were leaving, and they just, like, washed their hands. They didn't even say, like, oh, come on, Kayla, let's go. Like, or, like, oh, okay, let's go, or something. They didn't even pay one bit of attention to me while I was in there waiting for them. I didn't have to use the bathroom. And they just walked out, like, with each other and didn't even bother to, like, wait for me. And then, like, second period, I have them again. And every time the bell rings, they each wait for each other and then just like leave me, and sometimes occasionally they'll wait for me, but rarely. And we were doing a project in that class, and I was talking to them because, okay, I did a project, I didn't do much work because they were just like, we're like, oh, we're gonna pick, I want this, and they like discussing it among each other, and then they told me, oh, you're getting this, and I was like, that subject on that particular thing that we were doing was really hard, and so one of them ended up helping me with it, and I wrote the paragraph, and then they typed it because they wanted to type it. I said that I would, but they wanted to. So I let them, and then when it comes to this project, I was like, oh yeah, why don't we do fashion or whatever? Because like that's what Red Apple Juice is about: beauty, fashion, hair, makeup, nails, everything. And so then they're like, oh, I don't know, because you don't do that much work, and then they start making up like code names for salad, like salmon and tuna, and stuff, saying, oh yeah, like people or whatever. And they're saying that they should do it with this other girl, Kayla. Sorry, it's going to pop out. They're saying that they should do it with this other person, and I was just like, well, sometimes I don't like that person. Like, that person is so nice and funny, everything, and I talk to that person, but in a project, I just don't think that I work well with them. And they're like, okay, well, you can't just make it on what you think. Well, I'm like, you can't just make it on what you think. And they're like, what are you talking about? Stop being so complicated, whatever. Like, how am I being complicated? I'm just telling you, or whatever. So then I ended up doing the project by myself. And then they, like, I was calling them because we had, like, the study guide or whatever. And I was like, oh, did you get this? And they were just like, oh, Kelsey. And they were just like, Blair, do you have the answer to this? And then she's like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, Blair, do you have the answer to this? And she, like, wasn't answering me. And then I would, like, call Blair, like, because she's sitting here. And then Tinsley is sitting right here, and I'm sitting right here, and I was calling Blair, which is over here, and she just, like, ignoring me, and then I called Tinsley, which is right here, and then she just ignored me, and after I keep calling her, she just rolls her eyes, and they're like, what? And then I'm like, oh, can you get Blair? She's like, okay, and then she gets her, and she just looks at me, and then she turns back around, and I just think that they're so rude. Oh, look at this nail polish I found, it's so pretty. Like, I wish you guys could see it better, because right here it looks horrible, but anyway, but yeah, they're just, like, so rude and evil, and, like, I'm always a third person, and I'm tired of that, but if I don't, like, stick with them, I don't talk to anybody else. Everybody is turning, like, weird and random. Like, I don't like random people. I don't like people that just come up to me and say, I like cheese. No, that's not funny. It's not cute. Like, stop. But, yeah. And so I just feel like if I don't talk to them, then that's the only really person that I can talk to that get my personality and get me, because I haven't really talked to anybody else, and I don't know, I just don't like meeting new people. So when I see them, it's just who I go to. And if I'm not friends with them anymore, who am I gonna be friends with? Who am I gonna sit with at lunch? Who am I gonna go places with? Who am I gonna get homework help from on the bus? Like, okay, the only reason Blair talks to me on the bus is because Tinsley is not there. But whenever Tinsley's there, Blair just like kind of blocks me out because I have Blair in front period, and then he's like always gonna come talk to me or whatever. But that's only because Tinsley's not there. Sorry, I'm just gonna have fun with this video. But yeah. And Tinsley's so evil. Like, sometimes I say to her that she's evil, but Tinsley, I know you're watching this video, and you really are evil. I'm not kidding every time that I say evil to you, and I laugh. No, I'm serious. You're evil. But yeah. And then the other one, she's like really nice. Like, I consider my best friend Zeppelin because like she's really nice and we know each other for a long time. But Tinsley and Blair, I just want to get rid of them. So I'm like, you know what, guys? You guys are so rude. And they're like, well, why don't you just find some new friends? And I'm just like, whatever. And I just stay with them. And they're like so evil. Just can't stand them. I'm just like buying gifts for them. And I know Christmas is about giving, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give. But every time I get money, my money goes to them for gifts. Like, if you know Red Apple Juice, you'll see my haul, which I just posted, and I'll tell you in that video that I got a lot of stuff for them because that's where all my money went this past few weeks. But like sometimes I just want to buy something for myself, but it goes to them. And I'm like, why am I buying things for these evil people? I'm like, well, I guess they're gonna give me it back, so it doesn't really matter. Like, whatever, we write a wish list, so it's something that I want that I'm gonna get. So I might as well buy them something if you want something that you want or whatever. So yeah, like I really just hate them sometimes. They're so evil and rude. Tinsley, she can't go anywhere. She's Indian, so her mom wants her to study every single time. Every single time. Study, study, study. On Friday, she has to study with this person that I'm not going to name the name of because this person might be watching the video. Who knows? I don't know. But this person that I'm not going to name the name of, and yeah, every Friday she has to study with that person. And then she can't go to the movies. She can't go swimming. Well, that's only one time. The one thing that I did with her, she went swimming once with me out of the 3 years that I've known her. Okay. And I think that is so ridiculous. Like, you should be able to do things with your friends or whatever. And they're just such goody two-shoes. Like, if the bell rings, they're like, oh my god, Kayla, bye, 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 bye. Like, today I was hanging up a poster, and Blair, the bell rang, and she was just like, oh my gosh, okay, bye, Kayla. And I want to, like, have the poster was hanging up. And, like, most of it was hanging up, but I just need to take stuff back, and she's just, like, running off. And their classroom is right outside of the band room at our school. Both of them, because they're in the same class. Blair and Tinsley. Oh, great. What a good combination. And so then I'll be in the band room, like, talking or, like, practicing on my phone or something. I'm practicing with them. And then they're just, like, running out just to go to the class that is right across. Like, are you stupid? Like, you should be smart. You're studying all these times. You should know that your class is right across. You don't need to be there right away. But anyway, I just feel like I need to tell you guys that, and I need to tell my friends that. So, like, get with the program, both of you. This is supposed to be a fun video, but like, sometimes, like, I just hate you guys sometimes. But get with the program and get it together, and just everybody who watches it just kind of feel bad for me. But bye, guys.